Illuminati exposed, dark rituals and elite control. The white man's witchcraft and the Illuminati exposed, the truth behind the elite and their dark rituals. My people, my name is Mikhail Massa, and today I am here to expose the truth about the Illuminati, the elite, and the dark witchcraft they use to control humanity. This is not just a story. This is a revelation of how the powerful have used secret societies, stolen knowledge, and twisted rituals to oppress, manipulate, and dominate the world. From the skull and bones at Yale University to the Freemasons and beyond, I will uncover the dark practices that have made them rich, powerful, and the true conjurers of humanity. But before we dive into the darkness, let me remind you of one undeniable truth. Everything comes from the Most High. All knowledge, all creation, and all power originate from the Creator. Whether it's the technology behind AI, the principles of flight, or the wisdom of medicine, it all comes from the Most High. Our ancestors, the ancient Egyptians, black people, knew this truth. They flew in the skies long before the Wright brothers, and the proof is carved into the walls of their temples. The Most High gave humanity the ability to create, to innovate, and to understand the mysteries of the universe. But here's the catch. It's not about where the knowledge comes from, but how it is used. The Illuminati and the elite have taken this sacred knowledge and twisted it for their own evil purposes. They build planes not to connect nations, but to drop bombs. They develop AI not to solve global problems, but to control and manipulate. They use medicine not to heal, but to profit from sickness. This is the truth, my people. The knowledge itself is not evil, but in the hands of the Illuminati, it becomes a tool of oppression. Now, let us move on to the heart of the matter, the Illuminati and their witchcraft. These are not just powerful men and women. They are fallen angels in human form. They operate under a secret agenda to control the world and oppress humanity, especially the chosen people. Their rituals, their symbols, and their practices are all designed to bind humanity to their will. But we must remember, the knowledge they use was stolen from us. The rituals they perform were perverted from our sacred traditions. Take, for example, the Skull and Bones Society at Yale University, also known as the Order 322, or the Brotherhood of Death. This secret society is one of the most infamous organizations in the world. To join, you must be invited by members who have already been initiated. A vote is cast to determine your fate. If accepted, you are blindfolded and taken to their stronghold, a place shrouded in secrecy. This is just the beginning of their dark rituals. But the Skull and Bones is only one piece of the puzzle. Let us delve deeper into the world of Freemasonry, a global network of secret societies that operates under the guise of brotherhood and enlightenment. The rituals of Freemasonry are steeped in symbolism and secrecy. In the first degree of Freemasonry, the entered apprentice, the lodge room is designed to represent the ground floor of King Solomon's temple. The officers of the lodge, such as the junior warden, senior warden, and worshipful master, each have specific roles and positions within the room. The junior deacon stands at the right hand of the senior warden in the west, while the secretary records the proceedings and handles the finances of the lodge. The initiation rituals are filled with dramatic oaths and penalties. The candidate must swear an oath, binding themselves under the threat of gruesome punishments. They vow to have their throat cut across, their tongue torn out by the roots, and their body buried in the rough sands of the sea at low water mark, where the tide ebbs and flows twice in 24 hours. This oath is sealed with a kiss on the Holy Bible, a symbol of their sincerity and commitment to the brotherhood. But what does all of this mean? Why do these rituals involve such extreme imagery and symbolism? The answer lies in the deeper layers of these organizations. As you climb the ladder of degrees within Freemasonry, from the entered apprentice to the fellow craft and beyond, you are gradually introduced to more secrets and symbols. However, the true meaning of these symbols is often hidden from you until you reach the highest degrees, such as the 31st, 32nd, and 33rd degrees. The fellow craft degree, for example, involves the candidate being prepared in a specific manner. They are stripped of their clothing, except for their shirt and a pair of drawers. Their right breast is left bare, their left foot is placed in a slipper, and their right foot is left bare. A cable tow is wrapped twice around their neck, and they are semi-hoodwinked with their right eye blinded. This preparation is symbolic of their journey toward enlightenment, but it is also a test of their loyalty and commitment to the brotherhood. The oaths and rituals of these secret societies are not just empty words and gestures. They are designed to bind the members to the organization, ensuring their loyalty and silence. The hand grips and signs used by members to identify each other outside of the lodge are a testament to the power of these rituals. These gestures are a way for members to communicate their allegiance to the brotherhood, even in public settings. But where did these practices originate? Many of the symbols and rituals used by Freemasons and other secret societies were stolen from ancient cultures, including the sacred traditions of the Congo. In the Congo, Nzambe, or God, is the creator of all things, the source of life and wisdom. The practices of the Congo people are rooted in a deep connection to the spiritual world, a connection that has been exploited and distorted by secret societies for their own purposes. The Illuminati, a name that strikes fear and curiosity into the hearts of many, is often associated with these secret societies. The Illuminati is said to be a shadowy organization that controls the world's governments, financial systems, and media. While the existence of the Illuminati is debated, there is no denying the influence of secret societies like the Skull and Bones and the Freemasons on the world stage. Consider the 2004 U.S. presidential election between George W. Bush and John F. Kerry. Both men were members of the Skull and Bones, a fact that raises questions about who is truly in control of the direction of the United States. The elite, those who belong to these secret societies, wield immense power and influence, shaping the course of history behind closed doors. But this is not just about politics or power. It is about the spiritual battle that is being waged for the souls of humanity. The rituals and oaths of these secret societies are not just about loyalty to the brotherhood, they are about binding the members to a darker agenda. The symbols and practices used by these groups are often rooted in witchcraft and the occult, practices that are in direct opposition to the teachings of Nzambe, the holy god of the Congo. In the Congo,
we believe in the power of Nzambe, the creator of all things. We believe in the importance of living in harmony with the spiritual world and honoring the sacred traditions passed down to us by our ancestors. The practices of secret societies, like the Freemasons and the Illuminati, are a perversion of these traditions, a distortion of the truth for the sake of power and control. As I expose these secrets, I urge you to open your eyes and see the truth. The world is not as it seems. The elite, those who belong to these secret societies, are not working for the good of humanity. They are working for their own gain, using the symbols and rituals of ancient cultures to further their own agendas. But there is hope. By exposing these secrets, by shining a light on the darkness, we can begin to break the chains that bind us. We can reclaim the sacred traditions that have been stolen from us and honor the teachings of Nzambe, the holy god of the Congo. These entities are not just men. They are spiritual forces working against the chosen people in all of humanity. Thank you for joining me on this journey. My name is Mikael Massa, and I will not stop until the truth is revealed. Stay tuned, stay vigilant, and remember, the light will always overcome the darkness. The handshakes used by Freemasons and other secret societies are not merely gestures of greeting, they are a form of coded communication. These handshakes are performed outside the lodge to signal to fellow members that you are one of them. If you are in a position of power or need assistance, these handshakes serve as a way to identify yourself as part of the brotherhood. This system ensures that members can recognize and support each other in times of need, reinforcing the network of control and influence that these societies maintain. It is said in their own books that every man is born from a woman, a statement that underscores the duality of creation and the balance of masculine and feminine energies. However, this balance is often distorted in their rituals, which are steeped in patriarchal and hierarchical structures. The first 3 degrees of Freemasonry, known as the Blue Degrees, are where most people stop or are led to believe that the organization ends. However, this is far from the truth. Beyond these initial degrees, there are 33 degrees in the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, and some claim there are ranks as high as 180 degrees. Judge David Wynne Miller, for example, claims to be a 92nd degree Freemason, revealing the vast and complex hierarchy within this secretive organization. Albert Pike, a 33rd degree Freemason, provides insight into the deeper layers of Freemasonry in his writings. On page 309 of his work, he explains that the rituals and symbols of Freemasonry are rooted in pagan worship, particularly the veneration of heavenly bodies. The seven-branch candlestick, for instance, represents the 7 planets or principal heavenly bodies, a symbol borrowed from ancient cultures. The myrtle tree, embroidered on the apron, symbolizes the immortality of the soul, while the colors crimson, blue, and purple on the apron represent the splendor, perfection, and majesty of God. In the 24th degree, known as the Prince of the Tabernacle, initiates swear an oath on the Holy Book of the Law. Mackey, another prominent Freemason, clarifies that this holy book can be any sacred text from any religion, including those that sanction practices like polygamy, despotism, and even cannibalism. This inclusivity reveals the true nature of Freemasonry. It embraces all forms of worship, no matter how dark or twisted, as long as they serve its agenda.
The lodge room of the 24th degree is surrounded by 12 pillars, each painted with the 12 signs of the zodiac. These signs, originally invented by Egyptian priests, were used in the consecration of priests across various religions. The Egyptians worshipped the animals associated with these signs, transferring their reverence to the heavens. This practice, rooted in brute worship, ultimately led to the degradation of Egypt, as prophesied in the Bible, the basest of the kingdoms, Ezekiel 29:15. In the 33rd degree, the penalties for violating oaths become even more severe. Initiates swear under the threat of having their left breast torn open, their heart and vitals removed, and their body left to be devoured by wild beasts and vultures. These oaths are sealed with wine drunk from a human skull, a practice meant to symbolize the mortality of the body and the immortality of the soul. The Knights Templar degree involves drinking wine from a skull, a ritual that symbolizes the bitter cup of death. This act is meant to remind members of their mortality and their commitment to the brotherhood. The skull, often accompanied by a human skeleton or other horrific symbols, serves as a tool for intimidation and humiliation, breaking the candidate's will and binding them to the organization. In some rituals, candidates are placed in a coffin, buried underground, and covered in blood. This practice, as described by Jessie Chibotar, a woman initiated into the Illuminati, symbolizes the death of the old life and the rebirth into the new life of the Brotherhood. However, it is also a form of psychological manipulation designed to instill fear and ensure loyalty. The coffin, often filled with the blood of sacrificed animals or children, represents the dark and sacrificial nature of these rituals. The Yod, a Hebrew letter representing the name of God, is often replaced with the letter G in Freemasonry. However, in the higher degrees, the Yod is retained as a symbol of the deity, often placed within a triangle. This perversion of sacred symbolism is designed to deceive and manipulate, hiding the true nature of their worship. Freemasonry claims to be a search for light, but its rituals reveal a worship of darkness. The Grand Pontiff tells candidates that Scotch Masonry admits members of all religions, creeds, and countries without distinction. This inclusivity, while seemingly noble, places beast worship, child murder, and religious cannibalism on the same level as true worship of Jehovah. The mysteries of the name Jehovah are treated with great reverence in Freemasonry. The Yod, the initial letter of Jehovah, is considered sacred and is often concealed within symbols like the equilateral triangle or delta. In symbolic Masonry, the Yod is replaced by the letter G, but in the higher degrees it is retained as a symbol of the deity. This manipulation of sacred symbols reveals the true agenda of Freemasonry, to distort and control the spiritual understanding of its members. In conclusion, the rituals and practices of Freemasonry and the Illuminati are not merely symbolic. They are deeply rooted in dark and twisted agendas. From the handshakes that bind members to the Brotherhood to the horrific oaths and blood rituals, these societies are designed to control and manipulate. The symbols they use, stolen from ancient cultures, are perverted to serve their purposes, hiding the true nature of their worship. The truth is clear. These organizations are not working for the good of humanity. They are working for their own gain, using stolen knowledge and twisted rituals to control the world. But by exposing their secrets, we can begin to break their hold and reclaim the sacred knowledge that rightfully belongs to us. This is just the beginning. In the next part, we will delve even deeper into their dark practices, including their use of the Key of Solomon. My people, we have uncovered the handshakes, the oaths, and the twisted symbolism of Freemasonry and the Illuminati. But now we must go deeper. We must expose the rituals, the dark, blood-soaked ceremonies that bind members to these secret societies and align them with the fallen angels. These rituals are not just symbolic, they are real, and they are designed to control, manipulate, and enslave. Before we continue, I urge you to subscribe and share this information. The truth must be spread far and wide, for only by exposing these secrets can we break their hold on humanity. The coffin ritual, death and rebirth. One of the most infamous rituals used by the Illuminati and Freemasonry involves the use of a coffin. Candidates are placed inside a coffin, buried underground, and covered in blood. This practice, as described by Jessie Chebatar, a woman initiated into the Illuminati, is meant to symbolize the death of the old life and the rebirth into the new life of the Brotherhood. But this is not just a symbolic act. The coffin is often filled with the blood of sacrificed animals or even children. This blood is used as a form of payment or binding, sealing the candidate's allegiance to the Brotherhood and the dark forces they serve. The ritual is designed to instill fear and ensure loyalty, breaking the candidate's will and binding them to the organization. The coffin also represents the transition from one life to another. In Freemasonry, it symbolizes the death of the old self and the rebirth into a new, enlightened state. However, this enlightenment is a deception. It is not a connection to the Most High, but an alignment with the fallen angels and their agenda. The skull and wine ritual, the bitter cup of death. In the Knights Templar degree, members are required to drink wine from a human skull. This ritual, known as the bitter cup of death, is meant to remind members of their mortality and their commitment to the Brotherhood. The skull, often accompanied by a human skeleton or other horrific symbols, serves as a tool for intimidation and humiliation. The wine represents blood, and drinking it from a skull is a form of blood oath. This act binds the member to the Brotherhood under the penalty of death. It is a literal and symbolic act of allegiance, sealing their loyalty to the dark forces that control these societies. The yod and the distortion of sacred symbols. The yod, the initial letter of Jehovah, is considered sacred in Freemasonry. However, in the higher degrees, it is often concealed within symbols like the equilateral, triangle, or delta. In symbolic masonry, the yod is replaced by the letter G, representing the great architect of the universe. This manipulation of sacred symbols reveals the true agenda of Freemasonry, to distort and control the spiritual understanding of its members. By replacing the yod with the letter G, they seek to distance themselves from the true name of God, aligning themselves instead with the fallen angels and their deceptive teachings. The 33rd degree, the ultimate betrayal. In the 33rd degree, the penalties for violating oaths become even more severe. Initiates swear under the threat of having their left breast torn open, their heart and vitals removed, and their body left to be devoured by wild beasts and vultures. These oaths are sealed with wine drunk from a human skull, a practice meant to symbolize the mortality of the body and the immortality of the soul. This degree represents the ultimate betrayal of the Most High. It is a rejection of divine truth and an embrace of the darkness. The rituals of the 33rd degree are designed to bind members to the fallen angels, ensuring their loyalty and obedience. The Grand Pontiff and the deception of inclusivity. The Grand Pontiff of Freemasonry tells candidates that the organization admits members of all religions, creeds, and countries without distinction. This inclusivity, while seemingly noble, is a deception. It places beast worship, child murder, and religious cannibalism on the same level as true worship of Jehovah. This deception is designed to undermine true spirituality, replacing it with a form of relativism that serves the agenda of the fallen angels. By embracing all forms of worship, no matter how dark or twisted, Freemasonry and the Illuminati seek to create a world where there is no absolute truth, no moral compass, and no connection to the Most High. The Key of Solomon and the Fallen Angels. The rituals of Freemasonry and the Illuminati are deeply rooted in the occult practices described in the Key of Solomon. This ancient grimoire, attributed to King Solomon, contains the secrets of summoning and controlling spirits, demons, and fallen angels. The rituals described in the Key of Solomon involve the use of sacred symbols, incantations, and sacrifices. These practices are not merely theoretical, they are actively used by those in the higher degrees of Freemasonry and other secret societies. The book provides detailed instructions on how to summon and command spirits, often requiring the use of blood, human or animal, as a form of payment or binding. The fallen angels, also known as the Watchers, are described in ancient texts like the Book of Enoch. These beings, once servants of the Most High, rebelled and descended to earth, where they taught humanity forbidden knowledge. This knowledge included the arts of war, sorcery, and the manipulation of natural forces. The Illuminati and Freemasonry have adopted this forbidden knowledge, using it to gain power and control. The rituals and symbols of these societies are designed to honor and invoke the fallen angels, binding their members to these dark entities. The truth is clear. These organizations are not working for the good of humanity. They are working for their own gain, using stolen knowledge and twisted rituals to control the world. But by exposing their secrets, we can begin to break their hold and reclaim the sacred knowledge that rightfully belongs to us. The fallen angels and their human agents may seem powerful, but they are not invincible. The Most High is greater than any force of darkness, and the light of truth will always overcome the shadows of deception. My people, we have exposed the rituals, the oaths, and the dark symbolism of Freemasonry and the Illuminati. But now we must pull back the veil even further to reveal the global web of darkness that ensnares humanity. This is not just about secret societies. This is about a system of control that infiltrates every aspect of our world: governments, religions, corporations, and even our homes. The disappearance of children, a global epidemic. Every year, hundreds of thousands of children disappear worldwide. In the United States alone, nearly 500,000 children are reported missing annually. In Europe, Africa, and Asia, the numbers are equally staggering. But where do these children go? Many are trafficked into sex slavery, child labor, or worse, ritual sacrifices. The elite, including politicians, celebrities, and religious leaders, are deeply involved in this global network of child trafficking. Epstein Island is just the tip of the iceberg. This private island, owned by Jeffrey Epstein, was a hub for the rich and powerful to engage in unspeakable acts of abuse and ritualistic practices. But Epstein was not alone. His network included high-profile figures in politics, business, and entertainment, all complicit in these crimes. Rape, sexual abuse, and the price of fame. Sexual abuse is not confined to the shadows. It happens in our homes, workplaces, and even churches. Many are forced into silence, fearing retaliation or shame. But for those in positions of power, sexual abuse is a tool of control. It is used to blackmail, manipulate, and bind individuals to the system. In Hollywood, the casting couch is a well-known euphemism for sexual exploitation. Young actors and actresses are pressured into compromising situations in exchange for roles and fame. This is not just about individual predators. It is part of a larger system that rewards compliance and punishes dissent. Rituals in culture and history. Dark rituals are not confined to secret societies. They are embedded in our culture and history. The ancient Greeks and Romans practiced child sacrifice and orgiastic rituals in honor of their gods. Alexander the Great, Napoleon, and other historical figures were known to engage in occult practices to gain power and control. Even figures like Albert Einstein and Nostradamus were rumored to be involved in the occult. While their contributions to science and prophecy are celebrated, their connections to dark practices are often ignored or whitewashed. The illusion of religion. Many of the world's religions, including Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, and Hinduism, have been corrupted by the elite to serve their agenda. These religions, originally meant to connect humanity with the divine, have been turned into tools of control. The Bible itself warns us in Revelation 2 verse 9, "I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan." This verse exposes the truth about those who claim to worship God, but are actually serving Satan. The cult of Moloch. The worship of Moloch, an ancient deity associated with child sacrifice, is still practiced today. This cult is not confined to history. It thrives in the shadows, with the elite offering children as sacrifices to gain power and wealth. The rituals of Moloch are horrific, involving the burning of children and the drinking of their blood. The control of the masses. The elite use false information, mind control, and fear to keep the masses in line. They create a system where people are forced to work tirelessly, only to benefit a select few. This system is designed to keep us distracted, divided, and powerless. Secret societies play a key role in this system. They control governments, corporations, and media, ensuring that their agenda is carried out without resistance. They use symbols, rituals, and propaganda to manipulate our thoughts and actions. The truth about Christianity and other religions. Christianity, like many other religions, has been corrupted by the elite. The Bible warns us in Psalm 96:5, "For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Nzambe made the heavens." This verse reminds us that the gods worshipped by the nations are false, created to deceive and control. The elite have turned Christianity into a tool of oppression, using it to justify wars, slavery, and exploitation. They have whitewashed history, erasing the true origins of our faith and replacing it with a distorted version that serves their agenda. The preparation of garments and instruments. In the world of black magic, every detail matters. The magician's robes are often made of fine white linen, embroidered with magical characters. For black magic, the garments may be made of black cloth or the skins of animals like cats, bears, wolves, or even swine. The thread used for sewing is no ordinary thread. It is made from silk, catgut, ass's hair, human nerve, or the skin of bats, owls, moles, or cats. The needles are crafted from the bones of these animals or from hedgehog prickles. The timing of these preparations is crucial. The garments must be sewn during the hours of the moon and Saturn, while the moon is waxing. This ensures that the garments are imbued with the necessary magical energy. The creation of magical weapons. The magician must manufacture his own instruments, including swords, staffs, rods, lancets, hooks, sickles, needles, poniards, and knives. The most important of these are the rod, staff, knife, stylet, and sword. According to the Grand Grimoire, the rod should be a wand of hazel, exactly 19.5 inches long, cut at sunrise from a tree that has never borne fruit. While some magicians purchase their tools, this is fraught with danger. Purchased instruments may render the magician vulnerable to control by evil spirits and could even entail the sacrifice of his soul. The magician must also procure virgin parchment, which often requires the sacrifice of a virgin kid. The use of animal concretions in rituals. In the world of black magic, animal concretions, stones found in the bodies of animals, are highly prized. These stones are believed to contain the magical essence of the animal in concentrated form. They are worn as amulets or ground into powders for use in potions and rituals. To obtain these stones, the animal is often killed and left to be eaten by ants, or suspended so that the stone drops from its mouth. This process is believed to purify the stone, making it more potent for magical use. For example, the foot of a badger is buried under one's bed to arouse lust. The right testicle of an ass is worn as a bracelet to attract love. Ass's milk is used as an ointment to win the affection of a desired person. These practices reveal the twisted nature of these rituals, where life is sacrificed for personal gain and power. The three temples of Lucifer. Lucifer, the fallen angel, is said to have 3 major temples in the world: Great Britain underground. This is where the governor of Lucifer resides, coordinating activities within pernicious sects and satanic churches. It is also the headquarters for the distribution of diabolic literature, such as the Watchtower, awake, and corrupted versions of the Bible. The Bermuda Triangle. Beneath the waters where the Atlantic and Indian Oceans meet lies the White House of Lucifer. This is where Lucifer meets with Satanists from around the world. India. The Temple of Dale is the home of Lucifer's prime minister. In addition to these temples, there are countless satanic houses and mystical lodges, such as the Rosicrucian Order Amorc and the Martinist Rosicrucian Order. These organizations serve as hubs for dark rituals and the spread of satanic influence. The deception of Christian imagery. One of the most disturbing aspects of these rituals is the use of Christian imagery in prayers. For example, in the conjuration of spirits, the magician invokes the names of God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Ghost, and the Virgin Mary. This blending of Christian prayers with black magic is a deception designed to manipulate and control. These dark practices have led to the corruption of humanity. The rise of homosexuality, lesbianism, and other unnatural behaviors is a direct result of the influence of these rituals. The Most High Nzambe created humanity in his image with a clear purpose and order, but these wicked individuals have twisted his creation for their own gain. This is not the way of the Bantu people. It is important to clarify that these practices are not the ways of the Bantu African people. The Bantu people have always honored the Most High, Nzambe, and lived in harmony with his creation. These dark rituals are the work of the wicked people of this world, who have turned away from the light and embraced the darkness. The truth is clear. The elite are not working for the good of humanity. They are working for their own gain, using stolen knowledge and twisted rituals to control the world. But by exposing their secrets, we can begin to break their hold and reclaim our spiritual heritage. Subscribe and share this information. The truth must be spread far and wide. Stay vigilant and remember, the light will always overcome the darkness. Ya Mikael Masa.